Hey guys, and welcome back to Hoosier Hardware, and today we're taking a look at the Ala F75 wireless keyboard. A big thank you to AliExpress for sending this thing out. We're gonna kind of go over some of the features here and talk a little bit about what's on offer with this keyboard, which is a very friendly price, I might add. But if you are interested, go ahead and see those links down below where you can find this keyboard on offer. It's very affordable for what's being offered here. So let's talk about that. So first and foremost, I have the version of this keyboard that has the yellow accents with the yellow keys. So my keyboard in particular lends itself to the yellow lighting, though you can shift the lighting all over the place using the function key as well as the tab key, and you can just change it to all varieties of different colors. And something of note here is that there is no extra software that goes with this keyboard. Everything is done with that function key and a variety of different key presses. Fortunately, you don't really have to memorize any of those key presses because there's a very helpful just one-page card that comes in the box. So if you get this keyboard, don't lose that thing. It's going to tell you how to shift your lighting and get it just how you want it for your setup. And that flexibility continues when you look above the keyboard on the edge. You have a USB Type-C port. That's going to be for charging the internal battery on this thing. You have a 3-position switch. You can use this in 2.4 gigahertz mode wirelessly with the USB dongle. You can use this in wired mode, or you can even use this in Bluetooth mode. So there's a lot of flexibility here with how you utilize this keyboard. And then there's a little spot to actually store your USB dongle, and it is magnetic. So when you put the dongle in there, it's not going anywhere. And then on the bottom, you have 3 positions you can have this keyboard in. You can leave it completely flat, in which case it does have rubber feet all around the keyboard. And then the feet themselves that sort of pop out, you can have a short one pop out, or you can use the taller one. So you do have 3 different angles you can use this keyboard at as well. And then the only other sort of non-standard feature is there's a wheel in the top right. And this is a volume wheel where you spin it clockwise, you're going to increase the volume, counterclockwise decreases the volume, and by clicking down on it, you mute your computer. And that's basically it. The rest of it is just a little mechanical keyboard featuring some really satisfying switches. So here's a quick typing test. This is a linear switch, so you're not going to feel a tactile click, but there's a really satisfying thud, and you'll probably hear what I'm talking about here. And just for fun, I did actually take this keyboard on a quick test drive doing a typing race. And just so you know, I normally type between 75 to 85 to 90-ish words per minute. If I am having an absolutely great day typing, I might hit 100 words per minute, but normally I'm right around that 80 words per minute mark. And as you see here, I was able to keep up that pace, no problem at all with this keyboard. Now inside the box, aside from the cue card that shows you how to get the lighting set up, you do have a key cap puller as well as a switch puller, because they do include a little baggie of extra switches. These switches are hot swappable, so in theory you could swap out certain switches and sort of mix and match if you go and buy extra switches. So for instance, some people might like a clicky switch for their arrow keys, in which case you could just pop out those switches and switch in a clicky switch for your arrow keys, and you'd be off to the races with then clicky arrow keys, and the rest of your keys would be those linear switches. On top of that, in the box, you do have a generous USB-C to USB-A cable. It's going to work for the vast majority of setups in getting you connected in wired mode while you're charging your keyboard. It's really only if your PC is like way away from where you sit that it's going to be too short. It's going to be plenty long for almost everybody out there. And the final thing I'll note about this keyboard, obviously I have the one with this sort of punchy yellow accent, but if this is not your vibe, there are plenty of other color options, as well as some other options for key switches. In case you're not really into the linear key switch, you can check out some of those other switches. The product itself, the F75 keyboard, is linked in the description down below, and alongside it are discount codes for our sponsor, AliExpress. A big thank you once again to them for sending this out. But if you're spending money on AliExpress, use those discount codes and save yourself $1 in the process. Once again, see the description down below for those. But otherwise, cool little keyboard. Glad I got to take a look at it. I would love to know your thoughts, especially those of you out there that may own this keyboard specifically. If you do, obviously, let us know in the comments down below. But otherwise, I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I will see you all in the next video.